Welcome to a Business Growth Mindset podcast. I'm Kristian Livolsi, and I'm incredibly grateful to be here today and share this episode with you. My purpose is to change the world one person at a time so that I can help them become the very best version of themselves. In today's episode, I'm going to provide you with 10 areas that you must address to build a better tomorrow for you and your business. This episode is full of golden nuggets to get you thinking and make the changes that will help you grow and flourish, and I know you will love it. To all the business owners and entrepreneurs, the crazy ones, the believers, the doers, the clever makers, the action takers, and everybody else in between, this podcast was designed for you. If this is your very first time visiting my channel or listening to my content, make sure that you subscribe by clicking the subscribe button now and change your notification alert so that you don't miss future episodes. So stick around and listen up, because what I'm going to share with you today has the power to change your mindset and those around you. During uncertain times, we are all faced with the fear of the unknown. Now, this is real and it impacts many of us in different ways. How resilient we are is key to how we deal with the adversity and agitation that comes from the uncertainty. COVID-19 has presented many people with a great deal of uncertainty and initiated enormous fear that in many cases has caused countries to be locked down. Industries have been closed and many people have lost their jobs, and sadly, some have died. Dealing with this is unique to each of us. I don't think there is a precise formula to manage the situation, but what I do know is that we must have faith and hope that it will pass and we will overcome. So what does tomorrow look like? This is a question no one can really answer confidently. However, we can take steps to make sure that we are well positioned to capitalize on tomorrow rather than sitting back waiting for others to tell us what we can and can't do. Today, I will cover 10 areas that I personally know make a difference, and they will absolutely make a difference to you and those around you. I've worked on these areas time and time again, and I have addressed each area with my clients to make sure they are able to capitalize on tomorrow. Firstly, you need to stay healthy and adhere to social distancing. If you're not healthy and taking care of yourself, this will increase your risk, but also impact your well-being and ability to take action. During this period of isolation, many of us have put on a few kilos, drunk a little too much wine, eaten irregularly, and overconsumed, and many stopped exercising. We all know this stuff, so I'm not going to build out a chorus about why it's important. I, for one, know the importance I need to have on my physical well-being. I have failed to nurture my physical self for some time, and it's now top of my list. The positive emotions that I get when taking action on my physical well-being increases my mental well-being and supercharges my actions, and it will do the same for you. Now, please don't be extreme like me, because that will only lead to a crash. I've been working on building a sustainable program for myself, which started well before COVID-19. But then, like many, it all stopped. I lost 14 kilos in 2.5 months, and during isolation, I put it all back on. However, in the past 30 days, I have been working on reconnecting my physical body with my soul and increasing my energy vibration. Now, this is preparing me for the next phase that starts in July. Now, in July, I will commence slowly by taking small steps for the little gains rather than big steps for the big gains. This is a long-term plan to improve my physical self and supercharge my mental well-being so that I can perform at my peak and live a purposeful life without limitations. What will you do to change tomorrow? What steps can you take today to improve your physical well-being? Once you have sorted your physical well-being, it's time to get you mentally in shape. Coping with the impact of COVID-19 on you, your family, and your business will most certainly have an adverse impact on how you think, process, and act. It's now time to explore, reflect, and realign. This is not easy, but it can be done. Getting yourself in the best mental shape will give you the upper hand as we come out of this crisis, and you will be prepared to capitalize on the opportunities as they come about. Being ready physically and mentally will increase your chances of a better tomorrow. This is all about developing a growth mindset. As humans, we are deeply pleased when our ideas come to fruition, and we are even more pleased when our ideas make a difference. For example, improving motivation, innovation, or productivity. But popularity has a price. People sometimes distort ideas and therefore fail to reap their benefits. Therefore, you need to start to believe that talents can be developed through hard work, good strategies, and input from others. Yes, you can develop a growth mindset. You are not born with it. People who have a growth mindset achieve much more than those that believe that their talents are innate gifts. We call this a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset can be very damaging, and particularly so during a crisis and the recovery phase. Fear feeds a fixed mindset and it will hold you back. So start to worry less about looking smart and put more energy and effort into learning. Developing a growth mindset is hard work, but individuals and organizations can gain a lot by deepening their understanding of a growth mindset. Concepts and the processes for putting them into practice. It gives them a richer sense of who they are, what they stand for, and how they want to move forward. The most incredible thing about practicing a growth mindset is that you are truly becoming limitless and can build the capacity to discover your own potential. There is no logical way to correctly practice a growth mindset and find challenges to be impossible at the same time. We've all heard the saying, where there's a will, there's a way. Well, technically, where there's a growth mindset, there's a way. Once you eliminate the idea that you can't do something just because we've never been good at it or it's just not my strong suit, your potential as a person, influencer, and leader becomes limitless. You are too intelligent, too resourceful, and too capable to live life stuck in a fixed mindset. Stop doing others a disservice by not exploring your potential and not becoming better every day. Once you've taken on the growth mindset, continue to teach others and get ready for a positive behavioral change everywhere you go. Your consistent growth mindset has the power to change the lives of others. If you want to explore a growth mindset more, then check out episode 1 of this podcast and take a deep dive into the work of Professor Caroline Dweck. She is the leading academic on the topic, and I value her research greatly. Thirdly, You need to be self-aware. This is critical to your recovery and your ability to adapt and take advantage of the opportunities that are presenting themselves post this crisis. Business owners must be always thinking about how to reinvent a process, a system, their team, and a product. Customer acquisition shouldn't be a practice when you don't have enough customers. It needs to be a constant along with many other variables. The problem is everybody gets busy, and most of the time it's because of growth and failure. In this case, it was a historical global pandemic that hit the pause and crash button. People whinge about limited resources and poor cash flow all the time. But hear me, everyone started with nothing. You started with nothing unless you were born with a silver spoon or you won the lotto before opening your business. This means that you can start again more intelligently and you can reinvent yourself and your business if you know who you are and what you represent. Becoming self-aware is one of the single most important traits of responsible leadership. Now, I bet you're thinking, I have no time. Where am I going to find the time to reflect? If this is you, you're screwed, but not dead. So you still have a chance to change your mindset. So start by looking at why you have no time. Yes, pause for 10 minutes. Focus on why you have no time. Write down the exhaustive list that is holding you back from control, freedom, and balance. This process alone should help you realize that you actually have more time than you thought. In fact, on average, my new clients uncover about 5 hours of extra time just by undertaking this exercise alone. Once you find the extra time, focus 100% on becoming clear about your purpose, the why you're in business, then for who, and then look at what you actually do. Your tomorrow will look brighter when you know who you are, who you serve, and why. This leads me to the fourth thing that you need to consider for you to prosper tomorrow. Customers are values driven. So building your future content on your values will help you on your quest for your customers to connect with you. For many of you, your careers and your business had been growing. For others, it may have been a struggle. The global pandemic helped neither of you. In fact, for years, it's likely that you had not been helping yourself, and this situation has just exacerbated the unknown, unspoken problems. Perhaps you lost direction, clarity, or control. If so, then it's likely that your messaging is no longer valid, and nor is your method of communication. It's therefore critical to review your message and your assets and test them against your values and your brand proposition. Engaging in your customers or engaging with your customers will uncover many great insights into your future messaging. It will also help you uncover the unknown, unspoken opportunities in your career and your business. The fifth area you need to focus on is developing your human connections and increasing your communication. Many of my clients have flourished during the pandemic. The singular reason for their success has been communication and forming deeper human connections. They bounced back from the shock of lockdowns within a matter of weeks, and now they're experiencing week-on-week growth. Most are up on pre-COVID numbers, which is a testimony to the hard work and practices that they initiated before and during the pandemic. I'm really proud to be their business coach and growth advisor, and together we have reconnected with our consumers on a very deep level. You see, we live in a very fast-paced digital age where everyone is so busy that we ignore what makes us human, and that is other humans. So for business owners, get back to basics and reconnect with your customers on a human level. Pick up the phone and say hi. Don't try and sell them something. Instead, engage in a meaningful conversation. And if you're sitting there thinking, why? Well, because your customers are your fuel. And most humans feel isolated, unloved, and alienated because the world is increasingly driven by technology. This will help you to get to know your customers better, and it will help you evolve your products and service offering, which should lead to business growth through a better understanding of your consumer needs and wants. These first 5 areas will help you build a better tomorrow. So remember, 1, focus on your physical being. 2, build a growth mindset. 3, become familiar and become self-aware. 4, customers are values driven. Explore your values and connect with them. And number 5, build human connections through increased communication. Right, so you need to remember to not let great get in the way of good. Just start and get on with it. If you fail, start again, but more intelligently, and don't give up. Now, the next 5 areas will help you navigate the environment and give you an edge in your decision making. So number 6, you must forecast your cash flow. Many of you rely on monthly P&L forecasts, and this will not be enough. And any forecasts or budgets that you have prepared are well and truly expired now with the global impact of this virus. You need to prepare weekly cash flow forecasts. Yes, weekly. And they need to be updated daily. This will provide you with the visibility and flexibility to take a considerate approach to managing your cash flow. What scares me the most is that there are many business owners, and particularly sole traders, sailing very close to the cliff's edge, and most struggle with a P&L, let alone understanding their balance sheet. Now, it's not that hard. Simple cash flow is essentially money in and money out, the inflows and outflows of your business. The hardest part is planning for when it comes in and when it goes out. More importantly, it's about understanding how much cash you actually need to make it to the other side. Now, I review my cash flow weekly, even when it's business as usual. If you think I'm a control freak, then just ask my clients how often I review their cash flow. Yes, that's right, weekly. I teach them the exact same principles that I follow. Now, why, you say? Because having this instrument in your toolbox keeps you aware and in control. You see, you are fluid and there are limited surprises. It allows you to be flexible, and I find it empowers me to make better decisions. 7, surround yourself with a quality advisor. Make sure that you find someone who has been there, failed, and succeeded. Business as usual is hard enough for most business owners. You need to find someone who has captained a ship of their own through the storms before, and this will give you the very best chance to take advantage of the opportunities that are creating themselves every day. Serial entrepreneurs are amongst the very best advisors because they identify their weaknesses early and employ experts to manage those areas. Then they focus 100% of their energy and time into doing what they do best, their core strength. For many people, this is where they will fail. They will try to steer their ship on their own. You cannot do this on your own. Consider your individual situation by reviewing the implications such as finances, your team, your family, your emotions, and your clients. Spending money now on the right advice will save you in many cases. This is about clarity and direction and support. Give yourself the best opportunity, right? So give yourself the opportunity possible to navigate away from the risk and back into the sea. 8, it's all about leadership. Now that you are armed with an advisor and you are clear about your cash position, you need to lead your team. If you're a sole trader, you need to lead yourself and collaborate with others to ensure that you achieve your outcomes. Share your experiences with your team. It will help you. Don't limit yourself. Your beliefs and attitudes as a leader need to be realistic and founded on creating opportunities. Stop focusing on the problems and start creating outcomes that propel your business through its people. Develop a list of goals and use them to chart your new course. The direction is critical and you need to communicate this to all stakeholders. Write SMART goals. So many people I meet have no goals. They wake up each day and do the same thing. If you want to move in a different direction, you need to have a destination. This is your goal. Mobilize yourself and your team to achieve that goal through taking massive action. Be authentic. Know your organizational purpose, right? Start doing and stop talking. A culture of action takers will scale your organization faster than anything else. There is no substitute for speed now. Number 9, for many businesses, the way you traded and generated money has changed. You need to adapt, and to do so, you need to diversify. Review your resources and reallocate. Deploy your resources to innovate and drive change. If you lost your engines on a cruise ship, how could you steer away from the oncoming cliffs? Well, you would need to fill the bottom of the left or right-hand side of the boat with water and use the weight of the water to move you. Now, I'm no sailor, but I think this might just work. My point is to think, plan, and then act. You need to work at speed, but you need to slow your mind so you can actually make decisions. Look at your product mix and uncover the opportunities to deploy differently. Cut out a revenue stream that no longer works and create a new one. Use your advisor to help you review this with a fresh set of unemotional eyes. The value of advice at this time cannot be undervalued. You must seek out new opportunities and new markets. Don't sit back and do nothing. Don't hold your head in your hands in despair. If you're going to fail, fail with dignity and knowing that you have given it everything and your best shot. Number 10, right? Sales and marketing. Too many business owners rely on magic when it comes to generating their leads, especially the more established SMEs. This is super dangerous throughout this crisis. Relationships will crumble and people will seek refuge during difficult times. You cannot rely on your past relationships alone. You need to forge with courage and bravery into the red ocean and hustle for the work. Deploy everyone in your team to business development. Without the cash coming in, there will be no business. Increase your marketing activity, right? There are heaps of below the line marketing tactics that can generate you work. SMEs are often falling behind. They are missing out on simple and effective business improvements by failing to adopt technologies. Now think of things like HubSpot, Canva, and Campaign Monitor. They can make your marketing activities double by making you more professional and more efficient. But it really is about increasing your communication. Learn by doing if you don't know how. This is the approach taken by those with a growth mindset. In marketing, this is critical. We often don't have the tools, the context, or the content. So go and create it and test and learn by doing. I have really loved hanging out with you today and sharing my thoughts on this very important and powerful topic that has the power to impact many. I hope that you're able to take the principles and learnings that I have shared with you today and that you can put them into practice in your daily lives and in your business and firms. Now, the purpose has become a cornerstone in my teaching and coaching of business owners. Knowing the causes of failure and knowing the habits and principles that will help you succeed will allow you, to go forward with courage. Now, building courage is a key instrument in accelerating my clients' growth and deepening their impact both professionally and personally. And I want this for you. And this is why I share my knowledge and experience in my podcast each and every week. If you loved today's podcast and are enjoying the series, please take a minute to rate it and provide a review. This helps others know that the content I'm sharing is valuable, but also inspires me to share more content with you. Please take care during this time. Be kind and be courageous. And until next week, live with purpose. Are you ready to start taking action on your business? Would you like to spend more time with your family? Then call 1300-643-229 and start building momentum right now. I know you're busy. In fact, you are so busy that you don't have time to work on your business or yourself. Often tossing and turning at night, worrying about the how-tos and the cash flow. How on earth can you possibly get off the hamster wheel so that you can take a helicopter view to see where you'll be in 90 days, 1 year, or 3 years from now? In this program, I will take you from sleepless nights to blissful sleep. You'll have more time with your family and you will have the clarity and direction so you can grow and flourish. Call 1300-643-229 now and start building momentum.